Hi everyone, welcome back to episode 4 of Personalized Learning Nuggets of Knowledge. I'm Heather Hurley and I'm the supervisor of personalized learning for Arlington Public Schools in Virginia. And we're going to continue our series on discovery education. Today we're going to look at how to actually find content when you enter the discovery education platform. Most of the time, we just put in a search word and then you have hundreds of results and it makes it really difficult to find what you're looking for. And as we are looking for materials to be able to differentiate for our students, to find just the right materials for just the right lesson, this, I hope, will be able to save you time as you are looking for content. So when you first enter the Discovery Education platform, you're going to be presented with the welcome screen and your home page. And there are several different ways that you are able to find content. The first thing I'm going to show you is by clicking on Standard, because generally when you're teaching content, you are addressing a particular standard. So when I click Standard, it's going to load. And we are Virginia, but you can choose whatever state you happen to be in if you are watching this and you're not a Virginia teacher. And when you scroll down, you can see that there are lots of different standards. They do include the Common Core state standards, even though Virginia is not a Common Core state. But you can see we have health education, we have both sets of science standards, English, math, and I'm just going to choose the English standards. 2017. And when you come here you could put in a keyword if you wanted to. You can change the grade level. I'm going to change the grade level to 3rd grade. And then here are the various areas. You've got the communication and multimodal literacies, reading, research, writing. You have this plus sign. When you click the plus, then it brings you down to the particular standards for each of those areas. So here are our 3.3, the student will apply word analysis skills when reading. Here's another plus, and then here are the discrete standards. I then can click on that standard. So I'm clicking on use knowledge of regular and irregular vowel patterns. And when I do that, I now have the results that Discovery has tagged for that particular standard. And it's a combination of full videos, of clips. Right here, we have 388 results. I'm going to show you how you can narrow that down just a bit. You have in the corner filters, and filters allow you to be able to narrow your results down. And these filters appear whether you just do a blind search or whether you go through the way that I'm showing you here. But before I click filters, I want you to see that here is the all. So you're getting all the results for that standard. You could choose to look at the channels. You can see videos is highlighted, and then the more is highlighted. So if I were to click more, I could choose audio, I could choose interactives, I could just look for lesson materials, or I could actually look for professional learning if they had it for that particular subject. Audio is highlighted, so I'd be able to see what audio files they have for that. But let's go over to filters so you can see what filters look like. So when you click the filters, this allows you to narrow things down. Reading, literature, and you can see that under the topic of reading, there are 388 videos. If I wanted to narrow that down to literature, I can see that there's 14, composition 6, grammar 4, music 4, ancient civilizations 3, and if I did more, you can see that even some appear in some of these other topics that you maybe wouldn't think that were under the English standard of learning. Here's the other piece, details. As you know, we want to make sure our materials are accessible for all students. So you can, not every video in Discovery Education, it has closed captioning. So if you only want to look at ones that have closed captioning, you would click the closed captioning button. And you can see that brought us down to 103 results. So we've already shrunk that down from the 388, we're now down to 103. And if you were just looking at a little widget here that shows information about the video, you will see that it has the CC. That's how you know that a document, a video has closed captioning. The other piece that I want to point out to you is editable. And that means that if a video is designated as editable, you are able to download that video and manipulate it. So you could download it, put it in iMovie, say, or any other movie editing software, and you could chop it up. You could add things to it. You could put your own content in, and or if you were having your students use these videos to demonstrate their knowledge, they themselves can download an editable type of clip and create their own videos using the content. So that is essentially a copyright issue. So if you want students or yourselves to be able to use that video in terms of changing it and modifying it, you would want to click that editable section here. And you can see that brought us down to 10 videos that are editable. And it again has that little editable tag. I'm going to uncheck that so that we can see more. You can also search by are there related materials, and generally related materials could be lesson plans, they could be Blackline Masters, PDFs, and those are materials that you would be able to download, and then you could upload into Canvas or any learning management system. Into, if you have iPad, students could open up those images using the notes feature and fill them in, Google Docs, all of those kinds of programs that would allow students to maybe fill out those things electronically. If you are still in a virtual sense, if you are back in the classroom, then you would be able to use those materials right there in the classroom for students to be able to fill out. And same, they have some built-in quizzes as well. Moving down here, you can also choose by publisher. So if I wanted the ones that are published just by Discovery Education, I get 3 results. If I want to go back to all publishers, well, come on, there we go. Or if I want to, are there any that are by Scholastic? And you can see I get 88 results that are by Scholastic. Again, remembering we went from 388 and we're now down to 88. The other piece is you can choose English or Spanish, so you could see what results come up for those languages. And a big, as through the years, a big issue that some of our teachers have had is they felt that maybe some of the content was older and they wanted more updated content. There is some very relevant information that came out 2001 or earlier. But like things that have, like, say, computers in them, you may want something that's newer so that your students aren't like, what is that? And, they're showing a floppy disk or something, something along those lines. So you actually can choose the copyright. So if I only want to see videos that are maybe 2014, they don't have any that started 2014. So let's see, what do they have in the range of 2018? 2008 to 2013, you can see I have 52 results. So we've now gone from 388 all the way down to 52. So I wanted to show you that by using some of these filters is a great way to be able to narrow and hopefully save you some time when you're searching for materials to use for students. So let's go back to the main page, because I want to show you one other way of searching that's a little bit more, it's a larger bucket, but you may be looking for something by a particular subject and not necessarily by a standard. So you can click by subject, and here we have these big buckets. We also have what's trending in science, what's trending in language arts, and those trends are based on the searches and things that are being searched by all folks across the Discovery Education platform. Let's go take a look at social studies. And here is another way. They give you the topics. So we have civics, United States history, Canadian studies, geography, ancient civilizations, world history. You then can also look by K5, by 6-8, and by 9-12. I'm going to go into ancient civilizations, and then it breaks it down even more. Beginning of human society, emergence of agricultural societies. You can see the see the others. But here I could choose it by the grade bands. And it's not going to look any different because the topics are all the same. But what I will show you, I'm going to go into, let's go to emergence of agricultural societies. It gives you a little info about what that means. And here you can see Kickstart Learning in your classroom. So these are some of those related materials. Those are some of those spotlight on strategies that I highlighted last week that you would be able to see how to kickstart your the learning in your classroom. These are picks that are specific to Discovery Education. They have chosen these items. And then you get into the various video segments and then more resources, which are images. And do not sleep on the images because these are wonderfully high resolution images that are really good, that if you want to zoom in for certain aspects of an image, you do not lose that resolution. But you can see if I were to change some of the items, then change based on the grade level. So this is a little another way to look for content, not as easy, not as streamlined as what I showed beforehand, but it is just another way that if you're looking for a particular content area, then this would be the way to go. So I hope that helps you a little bit in terms of searching for materials to help maybe differentiate for your students, especially if you know you have students that are on different levels. You want something that's the same content, but you want it at different levels, then that is going by subject would be a great way to do that. And I just hope that this allows you to save some time, find the resources that you need quickly so that your students can get on with the business of learning. I hope everyone has a great day, and I will see you next week for our next discovery topic.